Saving brings about a second effect, namely that, other things being equal, if we decide to save more, that is, to supply more present goods, what happens to the price of present goods in terms of future goods, which we call the interest rate? Well, people are obliged to pay a much lower premium because so many present goods are supplied, since the rate of time preference has decreased. And thus we are willing to give up consumption in exchange for a smaller gain or additional amount in the form of interest in the future. In other words, the rise in saving causes a drop in interest rates, and the interest rate is a price which is used to calculate the value at market prices of capital goods. Take a look at the financial mathematics formula. I am going to give you a simpler one. Let us imagine a very durable capital good, even one that will last almost indefinitely. For example, an apartment. An apartment is a capital good. We will imagine an apartment which every year brings in 1,000 euros each month. How much does it earn per year? 12,000 euros. Is that clear? Well, the present value of a rent over an indefinite period at interest rate I is equal to the rent divided by the interest rate. In our example, 12,000 euros a year. We will suppose that the apartment will last indefinitely. In practice, that does not happen. Goods wear out, and one must cope with depreciation, etc. And thus the formula is more complex, and you will find it at the bottom. We will suppose the interest rate is 10%. If the interest rate is 10%, the current value of that rent at 10% is 10 times the amount, 120,000 euros. That is what the apartment would be worth. Now, let us imagine people suddenly decide to save more, and as a result, interest rates drop to half, to 5%. What happens to the value of the capital equipment? 12,000 divided by 0.05. The rate has fallen from 10% to 5%. Well, it turns out that 1 divided by 0.05 is 20 times the amount, 240,000 euros. Note, the same capital good, the same property, plot, apartment, or, setting aside the differences, machine, computer, increases greatly in value as interest rates decrease due to a rise in saving. In fact, if the interest rate is reduced to half, the market value of the apartment doubles. Hence, the second effect is quite clear. The first one is obvious. If people save more, the profits of the companies close to consumption suffer and go into a spin, and profits are larger in the distant stages. Therefore, entrepreneurs who want to make a profit move to the most distant stages. Second, an increase in saving pushes down interest rates, and therefore the market value of the capital goods furthest from consumption shoots up. And that is another sign which indicates to entrepreneurs, hey, what you need to do here is devote your efforts to building apartments and producing computers, capital goods, because now their value is much higher, since the interest rate has fallen. And the same thing that happens to the price of capital goods happens to the price of securities that represent capital goods in stock markets. What is a stock? It is a security which represents partial ownership, ownership of a small part, 1 out of 10 million, for example, in a company. If that company operates in a stage far from consumption and interest rates have gone down, the value of the stock mushrooms.